should do it. Move over, sweetness. Make a place for Emmitt.
He is now the NFL's all-time leading rusher.
Spinning, churning, 10 more.
When I play with so much energy and so much force that I can move 350-pound man and not even think twice about it.
Gain of 5, he's under 20 yards away.
Some names don't need introductions. They echo through stadium rafters, stitched into banners that hang like monuments to greatness. Emmitt Smith is one of those names. In 1990, the Dallas Cowboys made a decision that would reshape the franchise and the entire league.
When I first watched Emmitt in Florida, I was at Miami, of course, and he was just a freshman. And you hear about it, he ran for 200 yards. I was like, let me watch this young fella. And you'll watch him, and first it looked like he was walking. Looked like he wasn't even running fast. I was like, man, how is he getting 200 yards? He's getting 200 yards a game I watch. But it looked like he could barely run. I really didn't think he'll be fast enough for the NFL.
The hardest thing in the world to do is to have a consistent career and do what you do on a consistent basis for a long period of time. To me, that's what defines a true player.
With the 17th overall pick in the first round, they called his name, and nothing was ever the same. What followed was 15 seasons of dominance, 164 touchdowns, 18,355 rushing yards, 3,224 carries that tell only part of the story. 1 MVP award, 8 Pro Bowl selections, and 3 Super Bowl rings that proved when the stakes were highest.
We'd been looking for days at what Emmitt had done at every level, the junior high level, high school level, and then, of course, what he had done at Florida. And his production just blew you away.
Emmitt was sliding because of a lack of speed. And a lot of NFL teams are going to let him slide right on through because of that speed. Everybody wants the fast back. Jimmy and his staff had recruited Emmitt Smith. They had played against Emmitt Smith. And I remember Joe Brodsky, the running back coach, kept bringing up during the draft meetings, if he has no speed, why does he have so many long runs?
Coaches change, rosters evolve, eras fade into history, and that's where this story begins. Before we dive into what NFL players really said about Emmitt Smith, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the incredible testimonies coming up.
I think for anybody, myself, Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, anybody, to say that at that time they envisioned this guy going on to be the all-time rushing leader in NFL history, I think that they'd be kidding themselves.
These words weren't rehearsed. They weren't scripted for cameras or polished by publicists. They came from locker rooms and post-game scrums, from podcasts years after retirement, from men who had nothing to prove and no reason to lie. Emmitt Smith played running back, but that title barely scratches the surface. He didn't just fill a role, he obliterated every expectation attached to it.
I've been going downfield when he's running, and you'll see a guy coming from the side, and he's focused on everything in front of him, and this guy's got a clean shot on him. I mean, he's going to clean his clock, and at the last second he stops and the guy goes blind. And you're just walking back to the huddle going, how did you see that guy? I mean, the only reason I saw him because I was trailing you.
The coaches would get on to me all the time about not carrying out fakes. And a big reason was I wanted to get turned around as much as anybody else and watch Emmitt run. He had an uncanny ability to make people miss.
What you're about to hear isn't analysis. It isn't debate. It's testimony from the men who stood beside him and the ones who tried desperately to stop him. Listen to how fast those answers come. No hesitation, no qualifiers. It doesn't matter if you ask a battle-tested veteran or a wide-eyed rookie, the reverence is identical.
Emmitt's the guy who disappears into the line of scrimmage, and the play's over, and I've been guilty of this. I'm on tape guilty of this. Emmitt disappears off tackle, and everything stops. Except it doesn't quite stop.
Gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, my God. He's going to score. That is absolutely ridiculous.
You know, I would come back and say, God, that was a great move, man. I said, man, that was a great move. He said, you saw that? I said, yeah, man. He said, you should have been blocking.
Dallas at its own 25. Aikman, handoff Smith. At left tackle, pops out to the 30. A block from right, gets him to the 40. Breaking right to the 45. Holy cow, what a great play. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith, 75 yards. Thank you very much.
8 Pro Bowl selections, 4 first-team All-Pro honors. These weren't participation trophies. They were acknowledgments from peers who understood excellence because they lived it. Every running back in the NFL understands the job description. Take the handoff, hit the hole, protect the football, and fight for every yard you can get. It's a demanding role, a thankless role sometimes, but Emmitt Smith looked at that rule book and threw it away.
Coming left, falls down, gets back up to the 1, to the goal line. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith. Aikman handoff, Smith up the middle, breaks a tackle. Emmitt Smith breaking a beheading tackle. Touchdown, Cowboy.
As a runner, I can do a lot of things. I can run you over. I can shake you down. I can run around you.
And you know how? You know what? Because like I say, even when I watched him, I was like, so what's so special about it? He makes it look like it's nothing, but it's really everything. No doubt about it. He's born to run.
His patience behind the line became the stuff of legend, the kind of highlight that made you rewind the tape just to make sure you saw it right. At his peak, he averaged 96.3 yards per game. His 4.2 yards per carry wasn't just a number, it was a verdict on what happened when he touched the ball. And then there was 1995, 25 touchdowns, 1,973 yards. A campaign so dominant, it still sits among the greatest individual seasons the NFL has ever witnessed.
I think he's very much like Peyton. I think he's the guy that could do it all. One of the games that jumped out about me with Emmitt, his rookie year, they were playing the Rams at Los Angeles. He had 100 yards of receiving yards. And that told us, this is more than a running back. This is a complete football player.
To me, when you talk about Emmitt Smith, he is the most complete running back, maybe to have ever played the game.
He could never do enough. He could win NFL MVP awards, he could win 3 Super Bowls, he could win a Super Bowl MVP award, and still people would say, well, Barry Sanders would have done the same thing.
He led the league in rushing not once, not twice, but 4 times. Think about that. In a league filled with elite talent, he stood alone at the summit, year after year after year. If you're enjoying these incredible insights from NFL players, show some love by dropping a like on this video. And don't forget to subscribe. We're breaking down the greatest players in NFL history, one legend at a time. Drop a comment below and tell us, where does Emmitt Smith rank in your all-time list?
I think the most amazing thing I saw Emmitt do is he made a block on a safety against Chicago years ago. We're playing at Soldier Field. And the guy came out on a blitz, and Emmitt picked him up on the blitz and sent him back.
The other thing that Peyton was a stone killer as a blocker. I've been doing this in this league 25 years. I haven't seen a back get that kind of rushing load, block like Peyton, except Emmitt Smith.
He was better in pass protection than I was. He shocked quite a few people. He had this way of just uncoiling on people and getting right up under their chins and standing them up.
The 2 things you think of when you think of Walter Payton, not some brilliant hip one way, ankle the other way, and threw for 60 yards. That's Sanders. That's Dorsett. Sweetness was a dive into the line of scrimmage and coming through the other side and going 6 more yards. That was Peyton. And that's Emmitt Smith.
Teams didn't just prepare for games against him, they invented entire systems. The 8 in the box became coaching gospel around the league. Stacked fronts, gap discipline, defensive schemes designed with one purpose, slow him down. And his response? A career average of 81.2 rushing yards per game. Containment wasn't a strategy, it was a prayer. Raw talent gets you drafted, work ethic gets you a career.
You could have pleaded your case for hours, and there was no way you were going to get him off the football field.
And every time I got hit, you could hear that in my chest. That's what it sounded like. I'm sitting on the football field, I'm in the huddle saying to myself, no pain, no pain. I'm just talking to myself, no pain. And tears are rolling out my eyes. I'm just trying to convince myself there's no pain, but I'm feeling all the pain.
That was quite a responsibility on Emmitt Smith and a lot of wear and tear. And you really had to not only be talented, but you had to have a lot of just sheer will and perseverance to take on that kind of load.
He never came off the field like Barry Sanders did. He was the best first and second down back. He was the best blitz pickup guy. He was the best receiver out of the backfield, the best goal line running back. He get hit on every single play at least once.
But what Emmitt Smith possessed was something rarer, a mind that processed the game 3 plays ahead while everyone else was still reacting to the present. 164 career touchdowns. That number places him 4th in the all-time record books, a testament to vision so precise, teammates joked he could read a defense before it even took shape. That anticipation, that sixth sense, it didn't just elevate his game, it forced every player on the field to operate at a tempo they couldn't sustain.
They'll never forget the day Emmitt Smith ran 32 times for 170 yards and caught 10 balls for 62 and did most of it with one arm.
He stood up and played. I mean, he just played and played and played. Man, I've never seen a performance like that.
That, to me, was the defining moment of Emmitt Smith. The toughness, the competitiveness, the ability to just will himself to give us a chance to win, and we kicked the field goal in that game to give us home field advantage.
The regular season separates the good from the great, but the playoffs, that's where immortality is earned. And when the pressure reached its peak, when franchises hung in the balance and decades of heartbreak weighed on every snap, Emmitt Smith didn't shrink, he expanded. 17 playoff games in his prime Cowboys years, 19 postseason touchdowns, 186 playoff rushing yards, combined postseason production that ranks 5th in NFL playoff history. These aren't just statistics, they're chapters in a story written under the brightest lights imaginable. And then there was January 1994, Super Bowl 8.
2 in a row. How sweet it is.
I think we all realize now, but at the time, I don't think how much this organization rode that horse. I mean, he was a thoroughbred, and they said you're not supposed to be able to run a running back into the ground like that, but we just kept going to the whip and riding him and riding him and riding him. We were haphazardly playing the first half of the Super Bowl and went into the locker room down 13-6. We came out in the second half, and I'll never forget, it was a vintage Dallas Cowboys Emmitt Smith drive. Actually, it wasn't vintage because we didn't throw it very much. Norv Turner called Emmitt's number 7 times in a row. You look at the play-by-play, it says Smith off the right side, +9. Smith off the left side, +4.
Smith for 9, Smith for 3, Smith for 8, Smith for 7.
And then the 7th play, or the 8th play of the drive, was Emmitt Smith for 15 yards, touchdown.
Aikman draw to Smith. Tackle, but breaks away to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith. He was hit in
The moment that defined a legacy. 132 yards and 2 touchdowns against a Buffalo Bills defense that had no answers. The stadium shook. Broadcasters lost their voices. And somewhere, a generation of kids decided they wanted to be just like him. That's the thing about pressure. It either crushes you or crystallizes you. Emmitt Smith was diamond. Respect like this isn't given, it's extracted. Through years of battles, through Sundays when you gave everything and still came up short, through the slow realization that the margin for error wasn't small, it was non-existent. He finished his career with victories against all 31 franchises he faced. His record against the Washington Redskins, the fiercest rivalry of his era, stood at 17-7.
Me and Michael always wanted to be the last ones out. And when we come out of there, out of the tunnel, we always remind each other, make plays, make plays. You and I, deuce and 88. Psh, psh. Let's do it. That was our attitude.
Oh, you got butterflies for some reason. That's big, man. It's big. It's awfully bright out here. Oh, yeah. A lot of damn people, huh?
The triplets was probably something that I took as much pride in as anything. We were all 3 looking for together. We all really needed each other.
Well, I think it's pretty remarkable that in 3 consecutive drafts, the Cowboys took a wide receiver better than Drew Pearson, a quarterback better than Roger Staubach, and a running back better than Tony Dorsett. I know at one point in '99, the Cowboys were 83-18 when they had all 3 of them, and 13-15 when any one of them was missing.
Even the teams built specifically to beat him usually didn't. There is a brotherhood among football players, an unspoken code that transcends team colors. And within that brotherhood, certain names carry weight that statistics can't measure. Emmitt Smith isn't just remembered, he's revered. Championships fade, records get broken, but character, that endures. Away from the spotlight, Emmitt Smith was known for something statistics couldn't capture: unwavering loyalty and humility.
I'm happy Barry did what he did. And I like Barry, I love Barry, and I think he's a great player. But if you don't want it bad, I don't want you to have it. It means that to Emmitt. He always wanted to be the best.
Michael was the soul, Troy was the mind, and Emmitt was the body. And we rode that body a long, long way.
It's almost a perfect fit. Because Troy way over here, conservative, quiet, like Emmitt's kind of in the middle, and I was way over there, you know? And I think when we got together, it just mashed well.
To me, when I saw him, you know, break down like that, it hurt me, because it's just like, wow, you know, you look at a guy like that who you look as kind of like being like Superman or, you know, a superhero, and to see that he has feelings like that and they're not afraid to show them, you know, to me, that's a man right there to me.
Eras end, champions are crowned, legends retire, but some names echo forever. And that's exactly where Emmitt Smith belongs, at the very top. It was where we let the players tell the real story.
The number, 16,726. What's that mean?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's all I can say about that. Unbelievable. It's so far out there. I mean.
Yeah, but now people are talking about you know, closing in on that record.
I got to be a very blessed man in order to get that record. Yeah.